Right, we're on our way to film the first ever LWBTV sports show up here at Harry's Sports Bar. We're going to have a bit of fun with our interview though. I'm going to see how many times I can shake his hand during the interview. Sport's all about setting challenges. I thought this would be a good way to have a bit of sports within the sports. Let's go. Welcome to the first ever sports show, filmed on site right here at Harry's in Queenstown. It's pretty much the closest thing to a sports bar I think the town has, so thanks for having us and it's good to be here. Queenstown sports is looking pretty healthy at the moment. We've got teams on the top of the tables in football, in rugby, even some lawn bowlers at the top of their league, but more on that in a wee bit. First of all, we've got to welcome our first guest, Dan Gibbons, President of the Queenstown Cricket Club. Dan, come on in mate. How are you? You right? You good?
Yes, sir.
Bloody good. Righto. Have a seat. All right. You've had a pretty good year, Dan, with the cricket club.
Yeah, no, we had a great year for the club. We were able to pick up the New Zealand Cricket Club of the Year, and that's a national tournament, national prize. So we're pretty stoked about that, to be honest.
Was that the Cricket Club of the Year or the Sports Club of the Year?
Cricket Club. So just looking at New Zealand, New Zealand Cricket Awards.
Oh,
we're the top cricket club in New Zealand. Yeah.
Someone told me it was the best sports club in the nation.
Oh, we'll claim that too. If you want, we'll that top sports club. We'll think they're that good.
Yeah, still bloody good, but more on that in just a minute or two. Coming up on today's show, we've got a special feature about the rise of women's rugby right here in Queenstown. We'll take a look at that. We've got a sports question for a $50 bar tab that you can spend right here at Harry's. Also have a look at results from the weekend, some upcoming fixtures, and also our special sports person of the week. Ten-year-old Queenstowner Noah Novacek from Kingsview Primary School captained the New Zealand Us Kids golf team that won the Trans-Tasman Trophy against Australia over the weekend. What a legend. Apparently he's been flying up to Auckland the last few months and
he's doing good.
Captained the team and got the W.
Soldier boy, tell.
The first round of netball happened over the weekend as well. The ladies Lone Star and Legions team both had wins, beating the A and B Wakatipu High School teams respectively. And senior women's hockey team had their first loss against Alexandra, 4-3 over the weekend. Back into golf with Darty Wallace. He won a tournament in Arrowtown. Do you know Darty?
I actually don't know Darty.
Good on him though. He won the Car medal with a net 65.
Good on
you, Daddy. This is big. Queenstown lawn bowlers Deborah Lloyd, Jane Anderson, Christine Buchanan, and the skipper Margaret O'Connor won the Women's National Club Fours title at the New Zealand Champs in Auckland.
That's impressive.
It's pretty good, eh?
It's good effort.
As ladies, saw them plastered all over the papers and not afraid of a bit of ball touching and whatnot on the green. So well done to you, ladies. Premier Rugby didn't happen over the weekend due to duck shooting, but we did hear that Tank, Rangi, Pedro, and Indies and Rion bagged about 12 ducks over at the top pond. Yeah, collectively.
Rough weekend, isn't it?
I think ducks were the winners on day one.
I think they were, yeah, I think they got that.
But a bit of camaraderie, boys having a good time and all that sort of thing.
In a secondary.
Lastly, the Wakatipu ladies rugby had a pretty tough tournament down in Invercargill at the Blues Club over the weekend. They lost all their games, but we managed to catch up with them last weekend and check the scene, and things are looking pretty good. Have a look at this. It's a beautiful autumn day here in Queenstown, and we're at the rec ground witnessing the uprising of the Wakatipu ladies rugby team.
Photo shoot.
Mushy's here with the barbecue goods.
Come on!
Let's get cooking. How did the ladies rugby team come about?
Played rugby overseas and I played a club with a couple of, they have a ladies team, and I thought it'd be a great idea to get one involved at Wakatipu.
Yeah, just hold on to that ball. If you're thinking about passing off and then someone's going to shoot it, just hold that ball.
So you're the capitan?
Yeah.
So how'd you get into rugby?
I've always, my dad's always been coached and I had an involvement in rugby even growing up, but I finally got into it in high school. After a couple of years I was captain and started playing for reps for Hannon Shield, so Mid Canterbury, South Canterbury and North Otago, and then moved to Queenstown and felt nothing, which was kind of weird.
Just try not talking to each other, that's what's happening.
Most of the girls have never played before, so it's pretty good to get everybody involved, I'd say.
Would you reckon it's overdue?
Definitely, yeah.
So we played 3 games on a Sunday. Just that previous game, we've had a good wins.
Yeah, in our first tournament, I made a tackle and then started to get back up again and somebody took me out. and then it broke.
Has it put you off rugby at all, or is it?
The girls are covered in bruises already from the last few games, so yeah, there's a good few bumps and bruises. They don't come here to, you know, play soft touch, it's hardcore.
There's some big ladies out there. What goes through your mind when you got to line up someone of that stature, that big number 17?
Kind of like, holy shit, but then you just got to get over that and you just got to get into, you got to get low, you just got to commit yourself, because if you don't, then you get injured. So it's 100% commitment or nothing.
Go hard to go home, isn't it?
Pretty much.
What do you reckon about women's rugby, Scoop?
That's the future.
Well done, ladies.
Good stuff.
Welcome back. We have our special guest, Dan Gibbons, El Presidente of the Queenstown Cricket Club. Dan, pleasure to have you here, mate.
Great to be here.
Hey, let's talk cricket.
Yeah.
How did the Queenstown Cricket Club win the award, Best Cricket Club in the nation? How does that happen?
So it's a bit of a process that, to be honest, I don't fully understand myself, but essentially we've got to give information about what we're doing, and it goes up the channel. In our case, it goes to Otago Cricket.
Right.
So Otago Cricket, they get our results, and then that gets fed up, and then overall they choose the Club of the Year. And it's a big focus on what are you doing to develop and grow the game, and also what are your numbers and all that sort of stuff. So it's all that whole community aspect and things that we feel we do pretty well, and that's a big reason why we got the nod.
You were saying earlier there was 90, members of the club just a couple of years ago. Now it's over 200. So
yeah, that's the junior members. So juniors. So soon after the Cricket World Cup, we had about 90 juniors. It was getting quite low, and then we managed to maintain about 220 junior members now. And that's really been, I think our junior club is a really key part of our success, and they're doing really good. We've got a great club manager, Emma Campbell, who really does run that really well, and the kids love her, and she's really passionate about the game, and that's done a huge growth for our club.
Let's talk about the awards night. Is it pretty much just a night on it up in Auckland, or what happened there?
It was actually quite well done. They took us up there, looked after us well. It was quite, I thought, reasonable. People weren't getting too on it, overall, but it was nice food.
Because you cricketers,
Well, some of those cricketers, they just finished the Test match, those black caps, and but some of them were shooting off to the IPL the next day, so they were pretty tame, actually, to be honest.
Right.
But no, it was a great night. Managed to get a few beverages in.
And apart from obviously the naming honours, what did you guys win? Did you get a bit of cash or something?
No, well, we wanted some cash, but no, it's probably more, just a bit of kudos. But we hopefully might, as a result, I might get a bit more sponsorship. So we've got a few options, a few irons in the fire there, hopefully.
Good man. So healthy numbers at the club. Feels like interest in the longer formats of the game, though, seem to be waning a wee bit. Your tests and even your one days. Is that true?
Yeah, I think especially for those who are not a true cricket fans, they seem like the T20 product. That's one thing that we do really well. Our Wednesday sixes are massive in town. You've got 36 teams there, and it's a bite size after work, go and have a bit of fun. T20 comp does really well, but we do struggle, for example, on the Saturday when we play the longer forms.
Yeah.
It's a bit harder to get the numbers, it's a bigger commitment.
So we're going to see more of the social, the sort of that sort of thing.
I think so. We try and push that really, especially locally. Queenstown's been able to maintain it more, and even New Zealand cricket is looking to simplify and make the junior cricket on Saturday morning a bit shorter and a bit more interactive. Less kids standing around the field for 3 hours doing nothing. There's a lot more innovation around that.
Right. Look, can we just do a little look at the appeal in cricket?
Yep.
None of them went his way. It's very vociferous in his appeal. Thank you.
Obviously these days it's like a vein popping yell.
Thank you.
Back in the day when the games started in England, was it more of a formal question like, Colonel, how was that delivery? What do you reckon? To the umpire? Was it more of a formal, and then it's just evolved into like a screen?
I think so, man. I think, the sort of, as it gets involved and people, move on, different sports come in, flavours come into it, and they get a bit more aggro, and, we get all the way to get over the line with the Aussies now, going a bit too far with their, going a bit far. But, we certainly see some really promising youngsters come through with a huge amount of aggro and a bit of bite to the appeals, which is good to see. But I imagine it's gone a long way from when it first started, when, how was that, sir?
Yeah, to just...
Thank you.
All right, mate.
Awesome, mate.
Thanks heaps.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Catch you later.
So, yeah. Do one more for you. All right, thanks Dan. Still to come. We've got some fixtures coming up this week and this weekend here in Queenstown. Also $50 to give away for our local Queenstown sports question. Time to look at fixtures that are coming up this week. The Battle of the Basin, talking Premier Rugby, old foes, Wakatipu, taking on Arrowtown. Queenstown Event Centre this Saturday, 2:30. Who's your money on?
Have to go Wakatipu.
Good man. Women's hockey, they're currently third on the table. They've got their last game of the first round happening this Saturday against Matakanui. I think it's over in Cromwell on the turf there, which there's a fire. There's a fire there on Saturday and Sunday,
That's not good.
No.
Isn't there like New Zealand games coming up there soon?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know about that, but it's a bloody electrical concern.
Goodness me.
3-time defending champs, the Sky City Stampede. Their pre-season gets underway this weekend.
That'd be good.
Yeah. That's at the Queenstown Ice Arena against Dunedin's team. So this is a game on Saturday, game on Sunday. Football, the ODT Premier League. Got a new name these days, the Queenstown Association Football Club. They're off to Dunedin playing university, and they're going really well. Top of the table, 3 wins and a draw so far. So hopefully they can.
Great start to the season.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it for things that are coming up.
Awesome.
Oh no, there's a golf tournament in GY as well. 10 a.m, $20. Go and have a wee hit out there if that's your thing. Lastly, it's time for a bit of a giveaway. We'll get into that right after this.
Grab me some beach there.
Yeah, get in there.
Great spot.
Welcome back. Right, $50 Harry's bar tab, food and beverage voucher up for grabs. If you can answer this question, how did Central Premier Rugby make history recently? There was a game that made history for not necessarily the right reasons. If you know what the answer is, comment your answer on the comments. You'll be in to win a $50 voucher, which we'll draw next week. Any thoughts?
No, I actually have no idea.
Lastly, thanks for watching. If you've got any results or any sporting things to let us know, let us know.
Yeah.
Email us, lwbtv@lwb.co.nz. Cheers, guys. Woo! Well, pleasantly surprised to hit the quota. I think I got 6 there in the end. Tremendous competitor. It was Daniel. I feel like he started turning it back on me, started trying to shake my hand a bit more than what was necessary, but asked for 6, got 6. Sport's the winner of the day.